Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jason with JWClassicVW, and welcome back to the garage, and welcome back to the video where we're going to be talking about the 40 horsepower build a little bit today, some of the parts that we've ordered, but a few things I've been wanting to do, take care of when it comes to Goose. We're going to be doing a little bit of adjustment on the 1-4 rockers, including a little bit of valve adjustment and some side play. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned. See you guys in a second, right after this intro. All right, guys, so you can see that I got stuff kind of all over the place right now. Got quite a bit going on with a 40 horsepower build. We ordered all kinds of materials, and I'll run the list off to the stand over here. Don't forget that if you join the Facebook group, you can go ahead and check out the list of materials that I've ordered for Goose. It's down in the description below this video. If you click on there, jump on over, and I've got the file section. There's a whole file section in the Facebook group where I upload all kinds of good information, tech help on carburetors, tuning, how to set your dual carburetors up, and whatever else I'm working on. Like if you're interested in the full flow oil system, that video over here that I have on Goose, we're gonna go ahead and get a look at that today as we're underneath there doing the valve adjustment and the side play adjustment on the 1-4 rockers. Right here we've got the CB kit. This is a CB kit that'll cover, hold on, let me show you. Right here is the CB Performance kit, and these shims are larger ID to be able to work with the larger OD on the 1-4 rockers. These are different than if you were to be doing shims or side play on, let's say, hold on a second. So let's say you were doing the side play adjustment on the solid shafts that we're going to be doing on the 40 horsepower engine. This OD on these is smaller than the 1-4 high ratio rockers. So you would need different shims, which I've got those too. You can see they're all on here already. All kinds of shims, guys, all kinds of shims. But yeah, these shims right here, the CB Performance shims that I ordered for the high ratio rockers have a bigger ID to allow them to work on the, and that means inner diameter, to allow them to work with the high ratio rocker arms. That's what we got going on right now with the 40 horsepower engine. A lot of parts on their way. I ordered them from CIP1, got a great deal on most everything, and I did a lot of price checking throughout different websites, and CIP1 came out on top once again. Don't forget they also have free shipping. I'm not sponsored by them, so I just use them because they're the better option. We're gonna go through all those parts once they do arrive, but this weekend I've got stuff going on and I won't be able to work on my baby, my Goose. So today I took Friday off to be able to work on her. So we're gonna flip her around, back her out, back her back in, and get her up in the air and go to work on adjusting those rockers. All right, guys, see you in a second after I get Goose flipped around. My full flow area. Doesn't look too bad. A little leaking around the oil filter, which, you know, not super surprised by that either. A little seeping. I don't know if we really call that leaking, more seeping. Like I referenced earlier, if you're curious about how I built that, then check out the videos I got on there. I got 2 videos on how I put that together. I got my Rancho Pro Street underneath here. See if I can get you guys up. That is the, oh yeah, the red bars. This is my CAFR bar system, if you didn't know about those already. 6-point CAFR bar from Cool Rides Customs. Pretty sweet, love it. Mandolia mid-trans support makes a huge difference when it comes to getting that power down to the ground, and also saving the nose of your transmission if you're doing any kind of hard launches. Okay guys, we're gonna go ahead and do the 1-2 side first, because that just makes sense to take a look at first. First thing I need to do is take off the my breather system here. These are -8 A&N fittings that are on here. Oh, it's warm. It's warm, really running very long. Let's see. I think I do. 13 millimeter. Yeah, that's it. It's not super tight because I don't crank down my valve covers. They get tightened up to where I feel like they should be. Oh, a little bit of oil, not too bad. A little bit. Gasket. I don't use silicone or RTV on my gaskets. I just take grease and I run grease all the way around my my valve cover gasket and then put it in here. And usually don't have much problems, and I run goose pretty hard and I still don't get leaks, so that's good. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and rotate the valve train around to number 1. We can go ahead and check and see, because right now it's pretty tight, pretty snug. Number 2 is not so bad. Pretty snug, but you guys can watch while I rotate it over. It's number 1, top dead center. And then we can go ahead and check and see what it looks like. Don't forget to disconnect your battery and or your coil, because the last thing you want to happen is for her to fire up by accident when you're cranking around the crankshaft. That would be no bueno. So you guys can watch while I rotate it over to number 1. She's in gear. Might help to undo that. There we go. Around the 2C. Ah, yes, this is better. All right, guys, we've got the engine rotated around to number 1, top dead center. And the way you can tell that you're there is the true blue test is, do you have the play in your intake and exhaust valve? And if you do, then you're golden, baby. You're on number 1. Now, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna check and see what my current valve lash is at. See if it's gone out too much. Let's try to run this 5/1000 feeler gauge down in here and see where we are. Well, we got 5/1000 for sure. 5/1000 fits no problem, which that's more lash than I really want. Let's try 6/1000 and see what we got. 6/1000 is actually like if you're setting up valve lash on a stock setup. Ah, 6/1000 fits too. Dang, Gina. So we're loose. We're definitely loose on our valve lash for a chromoly setup. Now, if your engine is still hot, like if you just got out running in your engine and you've got like a stock setup with aluminum push rods, you definitely don't want to try to adjust your valves. For one, it's gonna be hot, and for two, with hot push rods, they probably grown some, and if they grow, then your adjustment's gonna be incorrect. You're gonna have a bad valve adjustment, an incorrect valve adjustment. So high ratio rockers, you need a set of like a hex set, like this one here. I like this one because it's got a little bit of everything in there. And then I use a 13 millimeter wrench, Craftsman of course, or Husky, or whatever the heck you're using. Oh yeah. Let's go ahead and check our side plate real quick, guys, and see where we're at. Back and forth. And then we'll go ahead and adjust the valves. Think we can get 3/1000 in there? I'm gonna try 2. 2 is like a feather. 2, get 2 in there. Yeah. Maybe. Yeah, I can get 2 in there, no problem. Let's see if 2 there, 2 on the, yeah, 2 there, no problem. So we are definitely close. Let's try 3,000s. On the 3,000s. 3,000s. Yep, 3,000s. Yep. So we're between 3 and 5. So right where we need to be on number 1. Intake. Oh, yep. Intake and exhaust. Perfect. Sweet. All right, guys. Time to do a little bit of valve adjustment now. Let's go ahead and make sure we got the right size hex key kind of set off here so we know that we're good. Too big. That's not the right one. And that one's on the money. Let's go ahead and break free the 13 mil. There we go. Since I've got this here, there we go. There we go. See how we're sitting. This one's messing with me. You know, it's quite a bit more difficult to do a valve adjustment whenever you are trying to record it with a camera. Just a little bit more difficult. Because I'm trying to let you guys see everything that's going on, man. Dang it. Flameless adjustment. Getting a pain in my butt. And that, my friends, is a game of back and forth. Oh, that's pretty darn tight. That's 2,000s. Seriously, it's hard to get in there. Like, I could scrape it by, but that's what I want. Right there. Make sure you can move your push rod. Yes, sir. That is perfecto. All right, guys, that's number 1 done. Let's move to number 2. How about that? Side play. Ooh. That feels really good. Side play is like hardly any there. Outer side play there is pretty good. This side play, I'd be lucky to get the 2,000s in there. Let's see what we got. If I can get that in there. Yeah, I can get 2,000s in there. Cool. Let's see if we can get the 3,000s in there. That's 3,000s. That's a tight 3,000s. Oh yeah, that's it. Push rod still move? That is the question, Jay. Does the push rod still move? I don't know. Yes, push rod still moves freely. Yeah, that's a tight drag, 2,000s right there. That's what I'm talking about, man. I don't know if I can get that in the bottom though. That's tight. Let's check that. Definitely a little bit looser. No real play in the rocker. Definitely looser on the push rod though. I can feel it. Let's see how that 2,000s drags on there. Yeah, there we go. See, now I get the 2,000s through. Yeah, there we go. Just gotta keep playing with it, guys, until you get her. Hey guys, taking away from the video for 1 second to remind you to, if you're enjoying what you're watching, get some value out of this content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe up to the side, and enable notifications. And if you're looking for any extra information or videos that you might also enjoy, check out the description of the video below. All right, guys, now back to the video. All right, guys, let's talk about this valve cover gasket real quick, and what I meant by packing a little bit of grease. This is a bearing grease packer that I use when I'm packing my bearings, and I think I saw first people use this thing was probably on air cooled, and I was like, I gotta get me one of those. So I did. So I'm just gonna push down on it a little bit, get a little grease up in the bottom of it so that I have some grease to pack my valve cover gasket. Ooh, that thing sticks on there real good. Got some suction to it. All right, so you got your gasket. Grab a little grease. I just work my way around the gasket with the grease. You're just kind of packing the grease into the gasket. Make sure that you have a rag nearby, because as soon as you get done doing this, you're going to want to clean up a little bit, for sure. As I was working on a car with my kid the other day, working on his Jeep. It's one of the other projects that keep me busy. He's got a old 99 Jeep XJ Cherokee. His car, he's like, Dad, you're getting so dirty working on it. I'm like, well, that's what happens when you work on cars. You get dirty. I'm not very civilized, I guess, when I work on cars. I tend to just destroy whatever I'm wearing, and then they become shop clothes. And I think honestly, I probably have more shop clothes than I do normal clothes at this time. I did make an attempt to buy some coveralls at one point, but they came like supersized, way too big. I don't know who the hell was gonna be wearing those. They were, I think I ordered large, and they came in. They were huge. So that's it, guys. You just pack the grease around the gasket like this. Pack it in nice on both sides, and that's it. And then when I put it on, I don't go crazy tight when I tighten this down. Now, if you have bales, like you got the stock type setup, then same thing. Just grease it up and then lock it into place, and you're good to go. So clean off my hands and back over to putting the valve cover gasket on the valve cylinder head. Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and go over real quick what I'm doing on my valve adjustment and what I've been going through. And like I told you before, I just started at number 1, top dead center, and let me move this here a little bit. Number 1, top dead center. So that would be right here is number 1, top dead center. Okay. So to get to number 2, all I did was go back 180. She's whistling. That's number 2, and now we're gonna get to number 3. Compression. Number 3. And when you can tell that you're on number 3, like when you get back down underneath there and look at your valves and you're on number 3, you should be loose on your 1 and 2 intake valve for number 3. Time for the 3/4 side. Ugh, how much oil do you think is going to come out of this valve cover, I wonder? You think it'll be very much? I'm kind of curious myself, since we had a little bit of leakage going on. Let's go ahead and get the vents undone first. Oh, yeah, baby. Come off of there. There we go. The vent. Ooh, definitely oil. Definitely got some oil on this side. Oh, it may have just blown by. That might be our problem. Valves feel pretty good. Gasket is a little dry, not awfully dry, but a little dry. Can you see that? All kinds of light all over the place. 21 thousandths. I don't know if you can make that or not, but 21 thousandths. So we got 21 thousandths on this rocker. Actually, this one. play right here on this number three intake, and we want to get that down to between 3,000 and 5,000. So we're going to take off the rocker arm assembly and figure that out. Let's see if these other ones. That one's a little loose too. The intake number 4. I got like no play at all on exhaust. Well, that could be because it's tight right now. But yeah, that's crazy. Start there, and we'll check our other ones too once we get it out. Cool. See you at the bench in a second, guys. Okay, guys. We took a little bit of break to go get something to eat, and I went to the gym and worked out a little bit. But you didn't see all of that because of the movie magic going on here. What we're gonna do now is crack open this set of shims or washers that we received from CB Performance and kind of get the sizes all sorted out. So I'm gonna go ahead and time lapse this right now because, well, it's boring. So enjoy. So here's what we got. Here are the shims that we got in the CB kit. I like to use millimeter because it seems to be an easier, rounder number to go with, but I also have the thousands down here as well. So 70 millimeter, 1.40 millimeter, and 0.40 millimeter. And we're gonna go ahead and look at what we have right now over here, millimeter wise on the, hold on. All right, cool. So with our measurements that we have here, with our shims, we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the pack that we have building this up. And don't forget, we're starting on the inside too, and these were off by 21 thousandths and 24 thousandths on these two sides. I'm gonna figure those out in millimeters because, you know, it's just easier to work with. So which shims are we looking at down here? Let's move the blocks down for a second and figure out which shims we are working with, or what shims are we looking at. And let's remember that this one was here, and then on the other side of the rocker, and then we have the block, and then it's this one right here. So this shim right there is the one we're looking at, and we're looking at, and then there, and then we have that, and then this shim right here. These are the two shims that we're looking at. No break, guys, no break, guys. Let's go ahead and explain this so you guys can understand what's going on. All right, up at the top here is the 0.53 millimeter gap that we currently have. That's the extra amount of gap. This is the shim that's installed right now on that side of the block that we need to go ahead and replace. So how do we figure that out? So here's what we got to come up with. We add the two together, the shim and the gap right there, and then we got to minus the oil gap that we need. So 1.24 millimeters is the size of the shim that we need. So what is that in thousandths? Let's take a look real quick. In fractions, guys, in fractions. Nice and neat and close, huh? There you go. That's what we need in thousandths. So close to 5 thousandths. So guys, this is where it comes into play, where you have to shave the blocks a little bit sometimes. And we have a shim that's a 1.40 shim that would work pretty good, but it's just a little bit too big, just a hair too big to get us to where we need to be, but not that much. It's let's go ahead and see what the math would do with the if we added the 140. Would that work out? I'm looking over there. 3.6. No, that pretty much closed the gap up. So we need to shave the blocks just a little bit and then add this thicker washer, and we should be good to go on the, this is the thicker washer. This is the 140 washer, guys. Shim the block, we shaved the block a little bit, just some sandpaper and a flat surface to shave the block just a little bit to be able to get us to where we need to be, to get the a little bit off of that. So what I'm gonna do is measure the block real quick and see what we're currently at on the block. The block is 20.54. So I need to get this down to about 20.40 to be where I want to be. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that, and I'll be right back. You guys know how to use sandpaper. See you in a second. So needless to say, the sandpaper has taken a minute, but guess what I have? Yes I do. Okay, so after you shave the block, guys, like I've shaved this block, I can see that I got good movement up and down, but you want to make sure that you've got at least that 3 to 5 thousandths gap. And after checking the, I can check the outer one real quick. I've got the 3 thousandths. This is my 3 thousandths feeler gauge. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. My 3 thousandths feeler gauge. And I'm checking to see that I have it, at least that, which I have it on the outer rocker, my exhaust rocker, but checking my intake rocker, it's super tight. So I'm gonna go ahead and shave a little bit more off of this block to get us where we need to be. So, but we're almost there, guys. Real quick, back over to the machine. I'm gonna knock it down and be right back over here. All right, went ahead and shade off a little bit more. I'm gonna spray it off the block. I'm gonna go ahead and put the left side back together now. And I will oil this once I get it back together. Like when I'm putting it together, final assembly, guys, I'll oil it up with some of my Marvel's Mystery Oil, which is the way to go. Marvel's Mystery is the way to go. I've heard that a long time ago from VW Darren, and I've just gone with it ever since because VW Darren's the man. Oh, crap city. It's nice having a spare cylinder head to be able to test fit this with. Definitely helping out right now. Definitely helping out. Don't forget to tighten everything up once you have it in place, because that's how you get the true fit, man. Or at least the pretty darn close to true fit anyway. There we go. Oh, that feels better. Feels like we're there. Here's the 3 thousandths. Oh yeah, 3 thousandths is good. So 3 thousandths fits the way we want it to. Oh yeah, let's tighten it up. I just said that, right? Dummy. So run the 3 thousandths on the outside. Fits good. Not too tight. Well, it's a little tight, a little there, but it feels good. Oh, there it goes. Fits good. And let's check here. Yeah. 3 thousandths fits well on the, I'll get you guys down here a little bit. You probably want to see that a little closer, huh? Wow. So, yeah. 3 thousandths. Fits on the outer portion of the block, no problem, and the inner portion of the block. And that's what we want, man, to be able to at least get that 3 thousandths in there. Now, 3 to 5, so let's go ahead and check the 5 and see if that fits, which I don't think it's gonna fit because that's pretty tight. That 3 is pretty tight. But if it fits, ooh, it's super tight. But that's good. So we got one side done. Let's go ahead and move to the right side. And it's gonna be basically the same, guys, with the larger size shim washer that comes with the CB kit. This is the 1.40 millimeter one. We're gonna go with this one, and then probably shave the block down a little bit. But be right back. I'm gonna go take care of that, and then we'll go ahead and see what it looks like when we test fit it. Cool. All right, guys, after a little bit of playing around and actually having to shave both sides of the block a little tiny bit on this side, and then a little bit more on this side, I think I got it. We're gonna go ahead and check it with the 3000s first, because that's where we start at for our oil gap, and then go ahead and check the 5000s. So here's the 3000s. Let's check on this side. Yep, 3000s gets in there nice and easy. Gets in there really easy on this side, towards it. Okay, let's check the outside real quick. And that one's good. Yep, 3000s fits fairly easily, no problem. All right, guys, after checking everything, looks pretty good. I'm gonna go ahead and blow it apart, oil it up, and then put it back on the car. That's it really for doing side plate adjustment. It takes a little time. Make sure you have the right shims. Move you guys around and do a little outro real quick, and then we're gonna be done for tonight. All right. All right, guys, that is gonna do it for tonight. I'm not gonna make you hang out when I do the valve adjustment on the 3/4 side, because it's pretty straightforward and a lot like 1/2 side. But that is how you go ahead and set your side play on your rockers. A little bit of adjustment here and there. You might have to shave your blocks down a little bit, as we saw I had to do with the 3/4 side. But everything is within spec now between that 3 and 5000, so you have room for oil to get in there and keep your engine alive. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe. Comment below, guys, on maybe things that you've ran into with your rocker arms. Looking forward to doing the 40 horsepower build. Parts are on their way. I just got a shipment notification from CIP1. Wow, parts are coming. Everybody out there, have a great weekend. Get out there and work on your cars, guys. This is Jason from JWClassicVW, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye-bye.